This is Lauren.
This is Trey.
And this
is the Partnership Podcast. This is part 2. She got triggered. He got scared. Enjoy. Okay, I'm going to keep an eye on the time through that because I forgot my phone.
My phone's over there, yeah.
Okay, we're back in the chairs. It's us. 24 hours ago, we had our conversation, and we had to wrap it up because Mama had to go to work.
Yeah, I
so
literally had, yeah.
We are sitting back down in the chairs to finish this fucking conversation.
And we've had conversations since that conversation.
Word.
We are conversators. Where did we leave off? Oh, we left off you standing in your agency and saying, like, basically, no, I'm going to do my thing that I am doing.
After we left these chairs, today is August 5th, 6th? April, thank you.
6th. So, yesterday was April 5th.
Okay, thank you. Yep. Hottest day of the year here in Central Virginia. It was hot in the house, and it was so hot in this room because of our lights in here, and you were doing your job. You were meeting with one of your clients in this room. I was getting ready to get out the door, and it occurred to me that I needed to turn the air conditioning on. And then it was like, wait a minute, you were not invited to turn the air conditioning on. No one asked you to turn the air conditioning on. Do you turn the air conditioning on? And I go, well, I could be a cold dick and not do the thing. And like, I perceived in that the air conditioning needed to be turned on because it's going to make your life more comfortable and pleasant. And then it's like, wait a minute, does she not have the agency to turn the air conditioning on? She's not trapped in the room. She can get up and say, excuse me real quick, I need to turn the air conditioning on, 30 seconds, no one would care. Or I could flip the air conditioning on. And I decided to turn the air conditioning on and then leave, and I immediately went to my voice memo in the car, and I go, babe, I explained all of this to her, and I said, perceiving in and making other people's lives easier and making mine easier when I want to is my superpower. And I don't want to change that. I don't want to diminish that. I don't want to make that small. So when I do it, when I overstep my bounds, like with the car thing, can it just be my cute little thing? And that's reminiscent to like a year and a half ago when, Lauren leaves dishes in the sink, or I don't know, her coat on the, like, when she leaves her thing around, she asked me, can that be my cute little thing? And eventually it was, yeah. So I made a request. Can that be, when I overstep my bounds, can it just be my cute little thing? And then a big question was, what's your work to do so it doesn't go to Trey is treating me like my father treated me, or the men growing up with this highly religious, the man is always right and you need to defer and be meek, because it went to, this is what it went to, babe. I don't want to be treated that way. I don't want the reaction to go to 9. Mm-hmm. And it equated where if I were to yell at you, because like my mom yelled at me and I'm a yeller, which I'm not. I yell at myself. I turn it inside. I turn it inward. Where if you were to say, I don't want to be yelled at, when these patterns happen and you go to your default, what's your work to do? So that's the question that I posed to Lauren yesterday. Honey, what's your work to do?
Commentary for the audience that might be listening, not watching. I've never been more in love with you. then like literally I feel the groundedness in your body. Your eyes are clear. You are pointed. You are kind, but you are delineating exactly your work, my work, our work together. What you are not interested in taking on, what you do need partnership from me on. Can that be my cute little thing? Which exactly is the conversation we had here about the dishes. Yeah, so I got out of my session. I had that voice memo from him. I noticed halfway through my session that I went from pouring sweat to comfy. It's like, the air must have turned on. And I get out of session to a loving voice memo from Trey saying, hey, I turned on the air. And I almost didn't because of our whole little conversation. And loved it. Was like, Then we had on my calendar the infamous CFO meeting. And so then I started to look for him around the house and couldn't find him. And so then opened up my phone to track him and was like, oh, he's at the golf course. So then I had to have a really interesting experience in my body, which was, well, this is confusing because I thought we had our CFO meeting right now. And is that not important? What is happening?
With this, I completely, in our time of talking about this, when it actually happened in the kitchen of like, holy shit, what's going on? I didn't write it down. Right. I couldn't. If you were to put me under oath, I'd be like, we did. I
literally don't know.
I have no idea. Yeah.
This is not a no comment or talk to my lawyer or I plead the fifth. This is like literally he didn't know. And, but then I had to.
There were more powerful forces going on other than like, hey, we're meeting at noon about. Nope. I thought it was Tuesday.
Yeah. And I think the only reason I said no to that was because I also have a meeting with like my bookkeeper and all these other things on Tuesday. And I was like, you know what? I think it'd be better to have it before them. And so I immediately put it on my calendar. But anyway, we ended up having it while he was at the golf course. We just did it auditorily over the phone. And I could still feel feelings in my body. He could still feel feelings in his body. We talked through the logistics like we wanted to, and it was fine. Trey was never intending to control me monetarily. Shocker. I know you're all so shocked. And then, I said, do you have anything else? And that's when you brought up, you said, did you say the cute little thing then on the phone? I know you asked me, how are you going to deal with this? What's your plan? And y'all, if there isn't something so attractive about that, because I know that he expects me to, I know that he knows that that is my work to do. And do you want to say what I said?
Yeah. I really wanted to silence you. I'd be like, you're silent, quiet woman. When I asked that, Lauren said, I'm meeting with my person. She has my
coach.
Yeah, her coach / mentor. She goes, I'm meeting with my person. It's already literally on my calendar, and we're going to come up with something that I can take away from that to continue to practice. Holy shit. You want to talk about impressive? You already had it on the books before I asked. Because in my mind, declaration is good. Seeing it, identifying it is good. Now, what's the next step to reroute going to our default feelings? What's the work to do there? What's the next step? It was such a beautiful answer. Thank you. Thank you for prioritizing it, babe.
And what's fascinating is it had already been in the works. That's what was also cool too is, y'all, there is so much power in listening to intuition. So when we went to our Like a Pro training back in September of last year, I was introduced to the person who's now my coach. I don't know why I'm keeping a secret. Robin is my incredible coach.
She's co-author of
our
Wheel
favorite.
of Consent. Not a big deal. I know her personally. She's my friend.
And something
we have celebrity friends. Honey.
Something in my body was like, there she is. That's your person. And so she offers coaching, especially for people in my field. Like this is a specialty of hers, supervision / coaching. And so I went through the booking process to do a consult. And I remember her saying, why? Like, what's going on? And I was like, oh, there's nothing going on right now. And she was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, no, things are lovely. I just know that I am supposed to have a person in my corner because things do come up. Things do happen. And I know I need someone before it's hard. I want that relationship established. I know that I'm about to go into a leveling up season. And so at our last coaching call, we talked about, because I was going through feelings of abandonment regarding a couple of things business-wise. And so she said, why don't I take you through, and this is one of the things she's certified in, this trauma release. It's about an hour. But what we will do in that hour is then you'll be able to do a condensed version on your own. And I was like, that's what I need. I said, because when these old stories come up in my body, when these fight, flight, freeze, fawn responses come up, I feel lost. And I don't even have tools right now to even like pitch to Trey. Like, hey, I need that thing. Can you do the, I don't know, tap on my forehead, right? To bring me back to now. I don't know. I feel out of my depth. I feel untooled. And she was like, let's do it. Let's do it. And so we already had it on the books, but I'm now able to say this is exactly the type of thing. And then I got to say to Trey, you know, it's going to be while we're at the beach next week. I need this from you. Can you help protect my time? That hour set aside. And of course, he was like, yeah. My work. These responses in my body, my work. So yeah, then after my work day, he got home just as I was leaving to go see my best friend and take a walk, right? So I have had to, my friends, take naps, take walks, eat nutritious food. And then post time with friend, Trey said, you know what, babe, I'm craving time in. I was craving like some connection. And then he was like, don't have capacity for that. Great. I felt a bunch of, oh, am I repulsive to him?
I was craving time, not connection. I was craving just, hey, baby, I don't have capacity to go out into public.
Yes. Sorry.
Would you? Clear. And I go, stay home with me if you want. Like I would love that.
Mm-hmm. And so then I had to get curious because my body had a resistance to that. And it was like, okay, maybe what you're really craving is not being known by Trey, maybe being known by yourself. Maybe it's some self-love that you need. You need to find compassion. And what's huge for me and healing for me, and it's not for everybody, but it is for me, is enlightenment. I've got to have this like feeling of penetration in thought. I need to have, I need to sit there and look at ego and be like, what if you're wrong? What if there's another side of this? Yeah. What if this is his cute little thing? What if him choosing to invest was following his splenic authority? Like, what if that is what if these are his superpowers and they are awakening something in you, but this is a leveling up. This is for you. And I need that. And for some reason, not for some reason, my makeup in human design, I have this marketplace thing. It is really good for me to go and sit in a marketplace with like one AirPod in where I can feel everybody else's energy, which does this infusion. I have this triple split. I need the zoom of other people. So it literally feels like being lifted. Somebody else, our sweet bartender, Sweet Tea, right, brought me food. He looked at me. He could see what was going on. He was like, you want what I had tonight? I said, yes. He brought me a salad and a shrimp. Like, what type of care, right? It's like collective care. I ran into somebody else that I know. They were celebrating their birthday. They gave me this deep hug. And they said, how are you? I said, I'm okay. And she just looked me deep in the eyes and said, like, I am so thankful for you. And she said, I'm going to let you be. And I told her like how I go to spaces, and she was like, yeah, to feed on this, like the energy from here. So basically she was like, I'm going to go be in joy over here. Like, take it, right? Like, receive it. And then I just read and wrote and listened to YouTube videos on different things and blah, 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 and got the enlightenment I was craving, because this is mine to learn, right? Trey's bringing up these things in the kitchen activated me. The lesson is not, hey, can you not do that? Right? Sure, we can come up with tools. Like, don't write on my fucking whiteboard, right? But I can stand in that agency and we can figure out that. Mm-hmm. Sure, right? We can have cute little things, but there was obviously something activated in my nervous system. That's my work.
Yeah, because don't write on my whiteboard. Great.
Great.
I will make that correction the first time, and then everything can stay at a 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, versus not needing days of repair. But I mean, this is how we don't bypass it either,
No.
where we identify what the fuck is going on.
Yes.
In the 8s, when it comes, because 10 out of 10 is like the scariest fucking thing possible. So like, this is very close to this, but we need to recognize it and identify it and not bypass it and not push it down, so it can get smaller organically and naturally. And then we have different ways of rerouting. This is old behavior. These are old defaults. When this happens, what do we do now so it's the power that it has over us is diminished?
You kept saying, we get to fuck up.
Yeah.
We have space inside this partnership to fuck up. We do hard.
Mm-hmm.
This is not changing anything. This is an opportunity for growth. We both know it. It's not fun.
No.
It's not. It's uncomfortable.
When we saw each other, because I got home from the course right when you were going to take yourself out, and we asked scary questions. I go, can I ask a scary question? Like, am I in trouble? I had to ask you because I knew I could feel you were sad. I could feel you were kind of slightly disappointed that I didn't want to go out. I could feel all these things. So I had to ask the kind of scary, vulnerable question, am I in trouble? Yeah. And then you had to ask your scary, vulnerable question because I requested, can you ask me the same thing? But you go, can I ask a different question? And you asked me, am I disgusted with you? I go, no, you're not in trouble. You're not, no. But these are the scary things that we feel in our body, and it comes from being in trouble by our authority figures, and it comes from like fucking up. And Jesus, I mean, they used to tell you were going to go to hell. You know, if you had too much fun, or you like, if you wanted the McChicken sandwich, your tastes were too expensive for a man. Like a man's not going to want to marry you. That's some fucked up shit.
Wild.
Can we circle back to our conversation over the phone after kind of our CFO meeting, where we shared a light bulb aha moment? Because Lauren right now is looking into retirement and investments and all these things. She's thinking about bringing on a CPA. She's thinking about kind of doing what she wants to do with her finances. And I made a request. I go, baby, would you like to, because my job is to wait for the invitation or wait to be invited in versus kind of, this is what you should do. So my job is to wait for an invitation. I said, would you like to invite me in as far as investing strategies and what to do with money and like letting it sit in a checking account versus doing other things with it, how to grow money? Would you like to invite me in and kind of and I can share I'm doing quotes right now, my wisdom.
It is wisdom.
And so she goes, can I share like a scary with that? I go, please. And she goes, if I don't do what you say, I'm going to be in trouble. And I go, great, thank you. Can I share my scary? And my scary was that you never ask. Mm-hmm. It's so much like scarier for me that you never ask versus this is what it is. You get to do whatever you want to. because this is what you're generating with your beautiful mind and all of your, all of your effort and your passion. Like you're monetizing your passion, which is it's one of the reasons I fell so deeply in love with you at first when you founded your nonprofit. And I am firmly a believer in like you have spending power over like your finance. Like you get to spend your money how you want to. And not only words, but actions then. So you can do whatever you want, minus, I don't know, pissing it away.
Yeah.
And the only thing we do together jointly is like house stuff, house improvements, loving on the house, or like vacations, things that we talk about beforehand. But as far as investment strategy, you can do whatever the fuck you want to. So the scary thing for me would not to be not advised. Oh, show you the menu.
Yeah.
So never asking your favorite waiter just to see the menu that he has prepared. And it's like, I'm gonna go to a different restaurant. Great. Yeah.
Which that resonated so deeply with me because I said, oh my goodness, yes, I get that, because it would be like you going through a tough attachment wound, a tough relationship struggle with a best friend or something.
Mm-hmm.
And me sitting here with all of these relational repair tools, all of these nervous system reset tools, and just keeping them to myself. It would feel weird. It would feel mean. It would feel unkind. I would feel like, why isn't he asking me? This is what I do.
I'm an expert. I spent years and years and years. I have a master's in sports administration, building successful sports teams in many different capacities, in many different ways. And it's if you wanted to start something like that, but you'd never ask me a question, I'd eventually become resentful.
I think. Do you think? Sorry, go ahead.
Would you? How many children have you birthed?
Oh yeah, lots, hundreds.
Hundreds? Fuck.
I mean, I've been there. Yes,
It's
like integral to their
it's like
birthing
me not
process.
asking you. Okay, what are the things that I need in order to birth a child? It's like I'm not going to ask you.
Which I think, if I was to go deeper, and I'm curious, same question to you. The reason that would hurt is I would feel unknown, unseen, unvalued. What about for you?
For ignorance and stupidity. Ignorance is you don't know better, and then stupid is you do know better, and then you still do it anyway. We both know our CVs. We both know our resumes. So then it's like, oh. Or she doesn't. I'd say it's stupid that you're not asking me, or
Right.
or I'd feel undervalued, or I'd be like, oh.
Yeah. Projectors. So Trey is this human design projector. I'm a human design generator. Literally, one of the worst things you can do in the world to a projector is undervalue them. They are not supposed to be in places where they are undervalued. It will kill their souls. It will lead to bitterness. Is like they're not self-theme.
And that was leaving our conversation yesterday on the podcast. It was a high level of confusion, and thank God that it was warm yesterday. Where the air conditioner, the air conditioner was a very clarifying thing of like, oh no, this is how, this is why you're in love with me too.
It is why I'm in love with you. And so it was interesting. And I tell clients this all the time, y'all. I have to go back to basics. When I am swirling, and I can't wait to have a new tool from Robin, I have to go back to what do I know? And some of that is we have the human design tool. So I pulled up Trey's chart. I pulled up my chart and I was like, what am I not seeing? How am I trying to say, be more like me, please? Right? What am I discrediting? Where is ego getting involved? Where I am not allowing him to be his fullest self? Where can I say, ouch? Sure, because he always responds to my ouches. And so I went into, his projectorness, which is he needs to be invited in and seen and valued. And then this splenic authority, which is he's meant to make these gut decisions. He's meant to just go, and he cannot be held back, and he cannot involve the mind. He just needs to follow the intuition, that gut, yes. It's like an energetic, and it is wild because Trey is not a rash person. He is the opposite of rash. And I remember your friends saying how shocked they were that you were moving across the country to me. I think that was that same splenic authority. You just knew. There was you were like, I've got to do this with this woman. I have to try this with this woman.
Yeah, and also it was 2 weeks. I spent 2 weeks here. I looked at finances.
I know,
I looked at all these things.
When I watch you do other things sometimes, like how I watch you research golf, how I watch you, you are so thorough and you take your time. But sometimes you move quickly and it's beautiful and it's not rash. It's just quick. And so I read all about that. Then I also read about, Trey and I have some of these things which are electromagnetic channels. And they are pieces in me that are lit up. We call it a gate in human design. And it is a hanging gate. So it is like reaching for something else, right? And in life, we find people who have another gate that is reaching for us. So I have this gate off of my root that is like this. It's the 52. It is the mountain. It is the big picture gate. And Trey has this 9, which is the gate of focus. It is the small detailed gate. And that is where magic happens for us. And we know it all the time. This podcast exists because Trey's like, no, you need to do this podcast. And I'm like, how does that help in the big picture? And he's like, you need to do the podcast. And I was like, fine. And now I get clients all the time from this podcast, right? Big picture, little picture, right? Yep. Now it's having the rewards where he's like, I told you we need to do the podcast. He doesn't say it in a mean way. But I was able to see again that these electromagnetic channels are where the magic happens. They are also where the friction happens. Because just like anything, yin and yang, right? Opposites attract, all this type of stuff. It makes for friction, which, in my world, erotic friction is hot as fuck. It is good. Differences are good. And so it's like all through the night. And then again this morning, this is why you and I wanted to get back in the chairs. It was starting to go click, 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 click.
In a good way or a bad way?
Oh, such a good way.
Yeah.
Of like, yes, I see you. I was like, here's my apology. And I handed him a book. He was like, what?
It's like, you want me to read out of your book as your apology? So funny.
But I felt so badly because, yes, it was all on splenic authority, which he and the baby both have. And I was like, I'm sorry I didn't honor that.
Yeah, and I had to make a call out, too, where it was she asked me my advice on the tire, like, hey, can you monitor that?
Right.
And I was like, and it finally clicked yesterday, leaving these chairs, was like, that was my invitation.
Yep, I totally.
Like, wait a minute. Because I had to go inside where I was like, where did I, fuck up here? And it's like, I don't like erasing the whiteboard. The whiteboard would be that's the big, that's my,
And that was funny because even standing in the parking lot with Wednesday S, she was like, ooh, like on that one.
Hey.
Everything else, she was like, nah, like, sorry. Yeah, this is shitty. You've had some trauma triggers, but like,
don't touch her
She was like, he's going to own up the whiteboard.
Oh, I get
like,
that. Yeah.
She said, oh, yeah, no, if you did that to him, he would be like.
If you were to come in and mess with my spreadsheets, honey.
Can you imagine
my
if I
fantasy football
came
spreadsheets?
downstairs into like your detailed like things and I like scribbled through one, like your notes of your workouts or whatever, your drills. And I'd be like, but you're going to remember it.
In my defense, everything that I erased was crossed out.
Yeah, but you said you're going to remember it. And I was like, I have no idea.
I don't think I said you're going to remember it.
You did.
Do you have any like video or audio evidence?
Memory is so unreliable.
You're going to remember it.
But anyway, I want to apologize publicly and take accountability for, the reaction, because it hurts. I know it does because I've been on the receiving end.
Thank you.
I've been on the receiving end of being so criticized for those dishes in the sink and me knowing that it was far more about your mother.
Yeah, what the fuck is this about? Like, wait a minute.
Far
this has
more.
to stay at a 2. It can't go to an 8 over dishes.
Yeah.
It's how you fuck relationships up.
Right. And you did the work to go, oh my God, that narrative of it's all on me when she leaves a dish in the sink is far more connected to the way that I was my mom's general contractor and had to do these things for her. And my dad being gone at 2 and me taking on all these roles of the man of the house.
I don't like my mom. Go back and listen to previous episodes.
Go back.
I don't like my mom.
I know what it's like to be on that receiving end. And you have done the work to find it, my cute little thing. And I commit to doing the same.
Fuck yeah. Thanks, babe. Thanks,
I
honey.
will not ask you to be less than all that you are. And I am sorry for the ways in which you felt the reflection of my distress. I love Lauren for the shit she's gone through, and we're going to work on that. But I am sorry for the impact it had on you.
I don't think we're going to have any more problems after this, babe.
That's what we said last week.
I think we're good.
We're like, Caregate, we're fine.
Can we be a vapid Instagram couple now?
Sure.
I'm ready to sell real estate.
And
That wasn't nice. I take that one back.
Aw.
Any real estate agents, I
see you. I love you.
Yeah, I don't find it vapid. I
have
it's a funny thing.
We're faithful
It's
listeners
a funny bit.
who are real estate agents.
Yeah, my
they're,
bad.
They're your people. They're in your corner.
I'd like
They're
to-
Trey fans.
I'd like to
Don't piss
publicly
off the real
apologize to
estate
any
agents.
real estate agents. I'm sorry.
Not a good idea. Not a
I take
good
it back.
idea.
I'm sorry.
No, but thank you. Thank you for pushing in. Thanks for hopping back in the chairs again with me on this one. I hope the audience notices and takes away how many days this spanned over. Okay, this was
2? 3?
I think this happened on Friday. So yeah, the
Sunday now.
altercation happened on Friday. It's
So
Sunday
many
now.
podcasts.
So many podcasts. And that's partnership. We get that time. Is it awkward? Yes. Is it hard? Yes. Did I go on Instagram and spill my soul for 11 minutes? Yes. Are the saves through the roof? Yes. It's not
Really?
about you. It's about me. Yeah, you can watch it sometime if you want. It's public.
Nope. Hard pass. Nope.
The reason I went on and talked about it is that this is the stuff I coach people through. And I think the misconception would be Lauren doesn't have body-based beliefs that are still stuck in the psyche. No. I do.
Is there a misconception that like Lauren doesn't fuck up either because she's so like she's supposed to
we've
be
talked
she's
about this
the authority
before,
on this?
that my 2-5 profile in human design, God bless guys, sorry, go look up human design, but is the 2 is it comes so easy to her. And that is not anybody's fault. It is how I am perceived often is things come so naturally. She must have it all figured out. And I'm just getting better and better at understanding that that's how I come off, and that's okay. It's not easy. It's hard. It's really hard work. And it's work that I love. It's work that I'm committed to. Yeah. These tears, it's funny because I've had tears kind of on the, or just right there the whole time, but these feel good. These feel like,
Yeah, good, babe.
God, like some breakthrough, like some,
Yeah.
yeah. So thank you. Thanks
thank
for
you,
sitting
honey.
in the discomfort with me. We
Yeah.
felt attachment styles. We felt kind of the like, I'm over here, you're over there. But there were no mean words ever
It
shared.
feels very interconnected now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're ovulating also, yeah.
Yes.
You want to go try to make a baby?
No, right now I'm really hungry.
Okay, but after food, you want to...
Sure. Bring it on. Can I have a mimosa too?
Huh? You can have 2.
Ooh.
Snippy juice. We call it snippy juice
Snippy
because
juice,
Lori,
yeah.
she gets really snippy on champagne. It's
I do.
very funny.
It is, but it's like I just make all these like sarcastic little jokes. These little like snips.
Mm-hmm.
I should have had a mimosa prior to my whiteboard.
Let's get you a
Anyway,
mimosa.
love you. Any
Love
wrap
you.
up thoughts from you?
No?
Yeah.
No, I'm good. I'm hungry.
You're hungry.
I gotta pee.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for coming to this episode, Partnership Podcast. This is our lived experience. You get to take what you like and leave the rest. Please know that these are opinions and things that we are learning. You have a right to self-determination and informed decision making. If you want to work on stuff like this, you can go to sexedforyou.com/free consult. These tools that we are talking about and using in real time are exactly the type of things that I work with other folks on. And if you're like, I could use some of those, I'd love to work with you. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.